Welcome back, everyone. Well, if you want any idea about how busy our mayor is, January 30th was the State of the City address, and I had seen the mayor just before then and said, hey, please come on right after the address so we can talk about some of the highlights from the past year and talk about some of the things you're looking forward to in 2017. Well, if you can do the math today, I think it's like the 17th or the 18th, so you've been busy.
It's been a little busy, yes.
Boy, if anything drives you, it's that. You know, you're always involved.
Every day is full, but every day we get so much done, and I feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Well, yeah, okay, so look, let's hit. We got a lot of topics to talk about. The State of the City address was great. Lieutenant Governor was there, a lot of people in town. I don't know how many chairs you put out, but there were at least 100 people standing around, so it was a standing room only. And what you said was very, very impactful. Talk about what you consider to be maybe 2 or 3 of the accomplishments from 2016.
Yeah, well, I opened with sort of commending our city for being such a welcoming, inclusive city. And the recent City Council resolution that we passed indicated that we will do everything in our power to keep it that way. But it's really the people that make this city so great. It's, you know, we have a lot of buildings and historic preservation, and all of that makes us unique as well. But it is the people and everything they're helping me accomplish that is so special.
You know, we noted some of the things in our coverage of that. You're very successful in 2016 in obtaining grants for the city. What were some of the key grants?
Yes, so a lot of the key grants are to help construct the 23-mile multi-use Greenbelt Trail.
Right.
I think it's really important because it's not only going to tie in now with the governor's plan of a 750-mile multi-use trail, but it's making our city more walkable, bikeable. It'll enlarge our sports tourism opportunities, and it's going to make we put one more unique feature on the map for us.
Got you. It didn't go unnoticed that there were some very important labor contracts. You know, anybody will tell you on either side of this issue that there's just always more tension when a contract isn't, when working without a contract on both sides of the fence. You accomplished quite a bit there with contracts. Right?
For a little city, I mean, we have a very important role in New York State, as you know, and I'm always trying to ensure that our city is noticed in Albany and making sure we get our fair share. But we've also been noticed as a city that accomplishes a lot. And one of the important cores of our city is our workforce. And in our little city, we have 7 labor unions, and that's a lot. But we have 7 labor contracts that we need to negotiate on a regular basis. When I took office 3 years ago, they were all unresolved, all 7 of them. So not only was morale low, but our city's finances couldn't be predicted.
Oh, you can't budget.
Can't budget.
Right, sure,
so both sides of you're right, both sides were feeling a little uptight about that. Right. We accomplished our 7th resolved resolution or our contracts last year. The firefighters were the last ones, but we got everything done. We're all completed. We're all up to date. Believe it or not, we're now starting on the cycle all over again 4 years later, but nothing will be that far retro ever again as long as I'm mayor. And I think the workers feel better about it because they have a contract in place that really matters. The city feels better about it because they're good contracts for the city. They're fair, but they're firm.
Well, you know what, and I would just add to the fact that always fosters communication and open dialogue between both sides, which is really where the win-win comes in.
I've enjoyed
the other thing that stood out to us, and I know this is a multi-year goal for you, but affordable housing, workforce housing, homeless issues for the veterans, you know, these kinds of issues. You accomplished quite a bit of that 2016, and moving into 2017, that's still a focus, right?
It's going to be a huge focus, yes, because you can't do it overnight.
Right.
But we are really making some plans that will put the city in a positive place in the future. A positive meaning that we have this tremendous gap in the continuum of care and the housing market. Because our housing market is so strong, and I think that's great, But because of it, everything that's market driven is unaffordable for over 30% of our residents. So what we need to do is fill that gap with workforce housing and offer a variety of price points. So I'm working with a couple of developers. One has just submitted their first proposal for West Avenue. That's going to provide, if we come to fruition, 160 more workforce housing units, of which 85% will be considered affordable by HUD standards. That's going to be a huge help. We've got another one hopefully announcing soon on South Broadway, and we've got other organizations, nonprofits, working on their own items, like the Shelters of Saratoga, like the Housing Authority, like RPC. All of them are on my housing task force, and we're all working together towards common goals now.
Well, you know, Mayor, as usual, I have a whole sheet here of things to talk about, so you have to come back every day for the next month so I can just get through this list. I do want to talk about one other thing, because every year economic development is very important. There's some very creative, unique things that you're doing. Talking to other cities or trying, I think they call them sister cities.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got some things in your mind about working with Japan or working with Ireland to create sister cities. That's very creative for economic growth. Anything you just want to say about that?
Well, we're diversing our economic portfolio all the time. I mean, we are a horse racing city, but it's so important to have international tourism as well.
Boy, so come back again when I can catch you on the sidewalk or whatever. Always great to see you, Mayor. That
you.
State of the City address was excellent, and a lot of accomplishments in 2016, and certainly look forward to 2017.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.